Okay, y'all, I'm excited because this is my birthday episode. It also means we've been recording for almost 6 months now. So I'm really excited about this episode. I think it's actually episode number 39 or 40 as well. So lots of podcasting being done. So I am turning 32, the lovely young age of 32. And today's going to be all sorts of stuff. So I've got interviews with my nieces. I've got interviews with health insurance people. I've got interviews with custom homes builders. This one's going to be a little bit longer than normal. And I am excited to just kind of rant. So I'm going to talk about financial fails and that I've made in my life, really good financial decisions I've made in my life. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite board games because that's something I love. And I don't know, maybe you guys will learn a little bit about me. I'm going to talk about the time I bought a motorcycle. So all sorts of stuff that's going to be fun and I don't know, interesting. So yeah, I'm going to get interrupted throughout this by guests. So I might have to come back to stories, but I'm excited. Welcome to the Financial Ginger Show. I am the Financial Ginger Jacob. And yeah, this is the birthday episode. So I want to start with my biggest financial mistake that I think I have made in my life. So I'm actually very fortunate financially, right? Like when I was in school, I was able to borrow a car from one of my parents and use that while I was in college, and they paid for insurance. So I'm definitely blessed in those aspects. I was able to graduate without student loans, barely. But the biggest financial mistake I made in my life was taking a half tuition scholarship over a full ride scholarship. So when I graduated high school, I applied to a bunch of universities here in Utah. I wanted to go into programming, believe it or not. I was going to sit at a desk and work on computers all day long. And I got a half tuition scholarship to Brigham Young University, BYU. And also because I'm like fourth cousins from some Ira Nathaniel Rock Hinckley or something like that. There was also like a book scholarship for like $300. So $300 a semester for books. Anyways, that was the scholarship we got from BYU when they got accepted. And then UVU, Utah Valley University, go Wolverines. They offered me a full ride presidential scholarship plus a stipend for housing. Like basically it was going to be all paid for except like food, and I don't know what happened, but I made the wrong decision. I decided to go to BYU, which I'm not saying it's like bad or good, right? Like, but financially speaking, dude, unless a university is absolutely subpar, or you need to go to a super prestigious university because you're like going into law or medical school, like where you're going to take a lot of student loans out anyways, let's be honest, go with the school that's paying you to be there, right? Like there's no reason to not be at that school. So I went to BYU and I failed CS 236, which is a relatively difficult programming class, and ended up transferring to UVU when and I earned a half tuition scholarship after like a year or so, but I only had like a year left. So I ended up getting a half tuition scholarship. But right, regardless of all of that, I was able to work and I lived relatively frugally and I graduated debt free. Of course, it was only a bachelor's degree, right? It was only a 4-year degree. It wasn't a master's or a doctorate. But that's actually something I've thought about a lot, is how much value came to my life because I graduated without student loans. I know so many people that are just absolutely weighed down with student loans and many people that are considering taking student loans. And I think it kind of depends, right, in your situation, right? Like, what's your current income look like? What would your income look like because of getting a degree, right? Like if you're making $40,000 a year, you're going to get a degree that's going to increase your earning to $70,000 a year. And you're going to take out $40,000 in student loan debt. It's like, okay, I'm going to have like a $600, $700 loan payment after I graduate. Okay, well, $30,000 of extra income a year, after taxes, and then $600 a month, times 12, that's going to be $7,000 a year. You're like, okay, taxes on $30,000, $7,000. It's like, I'm only getting about $15,000 a year or more in benefit after that. And then if you decide to change your lifestyle, right? Like, hey, maybe you're going to become a stay-at-home parent, right? Whether it's a mom or dad, whatever that situation is, it's like, okay, well, being saddled with student loans might make that more difficult because you've got this minimum amount of spending. I don't know, maybe I should do a whole podcast episode where I kind of like deep dive into student loans. I'm actually trying to get the guy who basically wrote the book about how to deal with student loans, Ryan Law, to come on the podcast. So I'll hit him up and see if I can do an episode with him, because I think that would be fascinating to many of you. It's like, how do you determine what student loan, and what are the ways you can pay off student loans? And I think those things are really worth considering and thinking about. So yeah, there we go. That's that. But yeah, the big great thing about my graduating was that I was able to do it without student loans. So that was a really big blessing, even though, right, I didn't get the scholarship and I lost my scholarship and I had to earn back half tuition. Thankfully, Utah in-state tuition is unreal cheap compared to other states, right? Like you look at college degrees. I've got some details on them here, right? Like your typical 4-year college degree is gonna be, $100,000 to $200,000 for a 4-year degree, depending on the school you go to. But like UVU, the average cost of a 4-year degree, right, and that's like including housing, is estimated to be about $60,000. That's like $15,000 a year because it's so cheap. Tuition's low. I mean, obviously rent is its own thing, but like rent isn't that expensive in College Town, Utah, compared to, other parts of the country. I mean, I suppose maybe if you're going to like Bama or, well, definitely not UCLA. We love University of Southern California. We love UCLA. We love Berkeley. We love all that stuff. But I have friends and family that have gone to those schools, and it's just more expensive. So I don't know if you're going to get student loans. Also knowing the cost of your school makes a big difference too, because it might not be that expensive, or it might be way more expensive to go places. So yeah, another consideration on that is, what if you have a medical disability or something that causes you to not be able to graduate, and then you're saddled with student loans. So that's the first one. I wanted to talk about my failure in choosing the wrong school, I think, after I got tuitions. Next thing I wanted to get into the, I was already talking about this, being debt-free. Graduating from college debt-free opened up a lot of doors to me because it made me realize the importance of having a lower cost of living. And the reason I say that is because my expensive hobby, and I'll ask other guests when they come in what their hobbies are, is board games. So 2 of my favorite board games, Ark Nova. This game absolutely slaps. One of the top 5 games of all time, in my opinion. Freaking love Ark Nova. It's all about like building a zoo. So that's my expensive hobby, is board games. Another one, freaking love this one. This is Wingspan. You're just playing birds. It's cozy. Elizabeth Hargraves made this game, one of the best games ever. She's made a bunch of games. She has one about like growing mushrooms in the forest and stuff. But like this game is a masterpiece because it's just so pretty. And like, dude, I'll go to the zoo and I'll see birds and I'll be like, I know what that does in this game, but I don't know anything about it. Anyways, it's fun. So everyone has their hobbies they enjoy. For me, I love hanging out with my friends and playing board games. I like going hiking. In fact, for my birthday, I'm spending like a whole week with a bunch of my friends hiking and playing board games. So I don't know, what's your expensive habit? I mean, I'm thinking about board games I bought. I'm like, I spent $400 on a bunch of upgrades and expansions and pieces, do that 5 or 6 times. And you're like, oh, okay, I spent $2,000 or $3,000 on board games. Yeah, that's cheap compared to some hobbies. People I know that are into archery or shooting or, into traveling, things like that. I'm like, don't get me wrong, those things are great to have your hobbies. But I'm like, oh, my hobbies are actually relatively cheap. And I think having that mindset around like living a little more frugally has been beneficial financially for me. I don't know. I'd love to see in your guys' comments, what's the crazy board game you like playing? What's your hobby? What do you like to spend your money on that's makes you different and unique? I think it's also important to note that like emotions can drive mistakes. So back to that debt-free living, right? Like it's easier to be emotional when you've got a bunch of debt like housing and student loans and mortgages. I've noticed for me, right? As I've acquired a couple of properties, I'm like, oh, that's like more stress on my plate, even if they've been rented for years to the same tenants or whatever. So one more thing in the back of your mind, you have to think about mental load wise. And I think emotions drive mistakes. And that's why I emphasize budgeting so much and striving to pay off debt and being debt free, right? Like Dave Ramsey definitely has it said well, where it's like the goal is to get rid of all your debt, not have credit cards, maybe I have a different opinion. I'm fine with having a credit card, but if you can't navigate those things because the emotional side of them makes it hard. You either have to automate or you have to just abandon it, right? It's like, hey, I'm going to sell a rental property. I don't want to be a landlord anymore. Cool. Hey, when I, came into a falling out, I get money after a grandparent passed away, I'm going to use that to pay off my student loans. So then it's just one thing I don't have to stress about, right? Is it the most financially optimal? Maybe it might make more money invested if your student loans are only like 2% interest rate, or your mortgage is from 7 years ago and you have a 3% interest rate. Sure, invested in the market might make 8 to 10%, which is more, but it's like, yeah, but then I don't have to worry about the mortgage payment anymore. I don't have to worry about the student loans anymore. Right? When emotions get high, sometimes it's nice to just have a low cost of living. It's like, worst case scenario, I'm not living as luxuriously. My base minimum's met. I've paid off. That's actually one of the coolest things I think I've seen money wise, is people that like pay off their house really fast, aggressively. They're like, every extra dollar I get, we're going to pay our house off just to get out of debt, be debt free. Like, I don't know, right? Make it all automatic. So I actually had a recent post on Instagram where I talked about that. It's like, hey, here's a bunch of the habits I made that made it so I could save $25,000 last year, invest $25,000 towards retirement. Being debt free is one of the reasons I was able to buy a house in 2 years. I mean, it wasn't glamorous, right? When I graduated college, I bought my first house 2 years after that. But like, I was living in my parents' house for a while, right? Like, I made sacrifices in ways other people don't. I didn't spend money on traveling and vacationing as much. I think I took one trip to go see my nieces and nephews in Texas. And I took one other trip when I got engaged to my wife, right before I bought my first home. And being intentional about my money made that possible. So there's that. And obviously, right, like, dude, house hacking is where it's at. If you're able to buy a property and rent, like, I've had people on the show like Tanner Gapmeyer and Joel Jones. Like, dude, those episodes are awesome because it just shows it is possible, and it just takes a little bit of sacrifice. You have to sacrifice for whatever you want to achieve, and automating your systems so that way your emotions don't override your decisions of what you really want, right? You're not giving up what you want most for what you want now. So yeah. And I think that's a great example of that is Maddie G. I had her on my podcast. It's _Maddie_G on Instagram, right? She's documenting paying off $65,000 of debt. And obviously that's a sacrifice now, but it's for a certain outcome later, which is emotional. Like the decision to act a certain way financially has to be emotional, right? Like taking out student loans or living more frugally or living debt free or changing your hobbies to things that are a little bit cheaper. But it's like, well, why? If you don't have a reason to change your habit, right? Like the light at the end of the tunnel, like I'm going to pay off my house and then I'm going to have less stress, or I'm going to get a degree and that's going to take more time and effort and energy, but it's so I can make more income or whatever. So I don't know. There's that. There's my debt. There's my basic philosophy. But I think we've got people coming in. So we're going to hit them up and talk about money. Should be fun. I want to talk about the time I bought a motorcycle. So I originally, I don't know why I wanted to buy a motorcycle. I just always thought motorcycles are cool. And it's actually funny. One of the first episodes of the podcast, Parker Eads, he's the realtor with Edge Homes. He actually lost his leg in a motorcycle accident. And when I hit him up and being like, hey, I'm considering buying a motorcycle, he was like, oh, you've got to buy a motorcycle. The greatest things are so cool. They're so fun. I'm like, you lost your leg in a motorcycle accident. And so it's funny that the friends of mine that had motorcycles were the most encouraging of me to have motorcycles. Oh yeah, it's dangerous, but get a motorcycle. It's fun. So I originally thought it'd be fun to buy a motorcycle because then, I don't know, it'd be fun to drive to Logan to go see my girlfriend at the time, right? From Utah County. It's like an hour and a half drive, probably 2 hours if you're driving safely, but if you're driving crazy fast like me, an hour and a half. So I bought it with that intention of, I'm, going to be the cool uncle, the guy that rides a motorcycle around. It was fun. I bought a Ninja 500. So really, really zippy, fast bike. But this is kind of my outtake on, or my opinion on hobbies is, if you're going to get into something like woodworking or you're going to get into something like motorcycle riding, buy the cheapest thing possible, right? Like I spent like $1,500 cash on like a 10-year-old motorcycle that had like 30,000 miles on it, which isn't a lot for a car, but for a motorcycle, that's relatively high. And I'm like, once it breaks, then you go buy the expensive one, right? If you end up loving it, cool, go buy the expensive skiing gear, go buy the expensive archery equipment, go buy the expensive target practices for your guns, go whatever it is. But yeah, I bought the cheap one and I recommend doing that when you're starting a new hobby. Let's do it. I'm excited. Who we got? Yo, welcome.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. I'm excited.
Yeah.
This is fun. I've been talking about budgeting and I've been talking about...
I heard firearms.
Yeah, firearms.
Got
I was talking about when I bought that motorcycle from your brother.
Yes.
Yeah, the motorcycle I bought was actually from Josh's brother.
My younger brother. Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
And it's my next younger brother.
Yeah, it's funny.
Kawasaki Ninja.
Yep, Ninja 500. Well, I was talking about the reason I bought it is I wanted to be cool. And funny enough, my friend... wow, what's his name? Why am I forgetting it right now? I'm blanking. Parker Eads.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you met him, but he's missing a leg. He has like a fake artificial
another
leg.
Parker.
Different Parker, not Parker McCumber, Parker Eads. I know the two Parkers. But when I asked him about motorcycles, he was like one of the most encouraging, like, dude, you need to get a motorcycle. They're so fun. And he literally lost his leg in a motorcycle accident.
Wow.
Yeah. He's like, no, they're so fun. They're so cool. But he's into all the cool stuff, right? Like he's into jet skis and into skiing and snowboarding and all that sort of stuff.
With one leg, he makes it all work. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I don't know, I think it was fun, but I was talking about when getting into hobbies, I've kind of learned to buy the really cheap thing to see if you actually like it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like why spend 30 grand on a Harley if you don't know if you're going to like motorcycle riding, right? If you grew up with dirt bikes and all that and your family had like, it's fine. But like I'd never bought a motorcycle before. So I'm like, I'm going to spend like, I think I spent like $1,500
yeah.
on that motorcycle from your brother. Had it for a couple of years, stopped riding it. I sold it to a cop.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, and he paid me cash. He paid me bullets, and he paid me a knife.
No way.
So I got a knife, bullets, and cash from a cop. It was
tax
great.
that, mofos.
Yeah,
you can't tax that.
Exactly. You can't when you can, but
turn my phones on do not disturb here.
Oh, do it.
Because we don't want to disturb. Don't disturb me.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just talking about hobbies because then, right? Like if I do really get into it and that's my thing, I'm gonna go spend a bunch more money. I'm fine spending the money on it because you're committed to it. But I've had so many things in my life where I bought all this rock climbing gear. Mm-hmm. It's like it would have been better to just rent it from the place that I was going to because it would have cost me $60 for the one day instead of buying it. Spending $500 on gears and belay equipment and then never using it again. So,
well, and if
you use the cheap stuff or the rent stuff and you actually get into it and you do it a bunch, okay, now it's worth buying because you're going to invest a significant amount of time into it. Don't invest the money before you invested your effort.
Yeah. Going back to firearms. I think this is true with everything, but I don't know, like in the tactical space, it seems like there's a ton of emphasis on like getting these, like, oh, you get these nods and these night vision goggles and like all this stuff. It's like you have to have
holographic
a skill.
Sights and
let's have a conversation about the skill required to meet the asset or to meet the tool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where you're getting at. So yeah, dude. I get what you're saying. I'm kind of the guy. I like to go with people who know what they're doing, who've done it before. Usually those people have pretty nice equipment.
Yeah.
And they have the skills. And so they can teach me.
Yep.
And give me a pretty good experience. Like, okay, that was good. Maybe go a few more times. Like pickleball was a really good example.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of pickleball, like, not that it's super expensive to get into, but.
I'm thinking of canyoneering. Like wetsuits, relatively expensive. But I go with my cousin.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen wetsuits be like $500-$600 for fancy ones. Yeah.
DI.
Yeah.
I got a wetsuit for like $8.
Yeah. That's what you do. Dude, I have a cousin that's like, dude, every end of the season when people are like tossing them or donating because they haven't used them, I just stop by all the local, DIs and thrift stores and things like that and buy them cheap and then, either sell them again in the summer or fix some of them up or keep them,
Yeah.
But
Jacob, I scuba dive.
Oh, no way.
Which is why I was like always looking.
You scuba certified?
I'm certified.
You certified?
Yeah.
Josh is certified.
I'm certified. So,
dude, that's cool. I've never scuba dived in my life. I've never even like snorkeled.
Oh,
like, I don't know anything. Yeah.
Do you like beaches?
I've never really been outside of the country other than, to New Zealand that one time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of lame like that.
No.
I don't have fancy fun hobbies. My biggest hobby is playing board games.
That's cool though.
And hiking.
We have a good time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
scuba.
Dude, so on the scuba, I got certified in a swimming pool and here in Heber, there's something called the Crater.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically like this
giant hole in the ground that's got a...
Yeah, apparently it was either like part of a volcano or something like that. And maybe I'm wrong, but
Isn't
essentially
it pretty deep
there's like
too?
this...
Isn't it a couple hundred feet deep of water?
70-ish.
Yeah, okay.
think it was 70, 60, 70, 80. Anyways, when I eloped with my wife, that's where we went for the morning.
Oh, dude.
And I'm certified. She's not, but you can still go.
Oh, if you're not certified?
Mm-hmm.
So what does certification do?
Well, you have to have a dive master with you or something.
Oh, I see.
And so, but we it was just us. It was her, she and I.
You were
and
the dive master.
Dude.
Oh, okay.
No, it was the dude. We had a guy who was like a pro, but he, helped her and took her around. And, for the first little bit, I was like, yeah, this is cool, but you're underwater, so you can't communicate super well.
Yeah.
And so after they're trying to, she's doing great. She's doing little swims around the thing, going through the little hoops. And I'm like kind of getting bored. So I just kind of start drifting off, not knowing I wasn't supposed to do this. I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. I like go and I sink all the way to the, like, oh, here's where the water's coming out of. Like grab my hand into the sand to come. Dude, it's so cool. I can't believe you've never done snorkeling.
No, never.
I
haven't even been to Hawaii. Like, am I even alive if I haven't been to Hawaii?
I haven't either.
Oh, okay. There we go. We're both not alive.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico. Dude, Hawaii is overrated.
So why did you get scuba certified? Is because you just did it a lot, and so it was
my stake did it when I was a young man.
Oh,
when I was 14, the entire Saratoga Springs stake just said, "Hey, if you
scuba certified."
Yeah, isn't that so cool?
That's almost as cool as being forklift certified.
Yeah, dude. So one of the cool things about the scuba is you do it once and you're good. Like you don't have to do any continuing ed or anything like in the insurance space. There's nothing else you get. You just go one.
Oh, okay.
You get it. You're good forever.
Gotcha. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So the sooner the better.
What does being certified do though? Like, does it
you can go
on your
anywhere
own or you can just do it anywhere?
Yeah. Like people will rent stuff to you. Hopefully. I mean, I haven't studied it, but if you're going on a dive or something, say like in Mexico, we went on a boat dive where they take us in a boat out, in the ocean and we go down. Or if you go, they have these things called cenotes, which is basically just little caves, I guess. Okay. That like water kind of has either filled or have
whatever
caused. And you can kind of go around these like underwater caves.
That would scare me. The claustrophobia would get me.
You'll get it. Like it's after a little bit of getting used to it, like you understand the tolerances of it or of your own body or whatever, and you can kind of see signs. You have little gauges and stuff, so you can see where your oxygen's at. Yeah, for sure. There's like you kind of get lost in it, so I don't think you would actually get.
Is breathing weird? I've heard some people say like the right because you got like an air canister like that. It has like a texture or a taste or a smell to it. That's like
it's weird. Dry. Like when you're like your HVAC is going and like overnight, and you're like, ooh. It's like,
and your throat kind of feels weird when you wake up.
It's like kind of dry. It's very dry air.
Interesting.
But it's only like an hour or two,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun, but whatever.
It is fun.
Like
that part's not fun.
Yeah,
the rest of it's fun.
The rest of it's amazing. The other thing that there's a whole other world. Like literally like the Little Mermaid. So my best scuba diving experience was off the island of Cozumel. So it's just Mexico.
Okay.
Nothing super
crazy. I've
crazy.
actually heard of Cozumel.
So you have Cancun, and then you go south to Playa del Carmen, take a little ferry, and then you're in Cozumel. And dude, like you go down and it's like an acid trip. Like seriously, like we have certain colors up here, but we don't have like pinks and blues and purples and like not the same way it is there.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Dude, maybe in the rainforest somewhere, but like here we don't see that. But when you're down seeing the coral and the fish and all the different things, like there's brilliant bright colors, and it's like so captivating. And at the same time, I remember seeing the like coral wall and like all these little things, all these colors, and then I look here. It kind of like went like this, and then it just went. It was just black and dark.
Oh, that's
the
scary.
Rest of the ocean. I was like, I
don't know if I could handle navigating in a 3D space like that.
Well, your vision's kind of like this
because you
have your goggles. So you really kind of like.
So sharks can sneak up on you.
We did a shark dive.
Oh, that's scary, man.
We went down and we dove with bull sharks.
Oh, cool.
And they fed them. So it's kind of crazy. I'm like, why are we doing this? But I didn't think about it till after. Anyways, it was great. Mexico. Anything passes in Mexico. So yeah, they just had us float down and grab this little rope that was on the ocean floor. Then some dude, goes down. He has all this chain mill and he has a chum bucket that he's like tossing it out, and these sharks.
Yeah.
And
dude, that'd scare the crap.
I had some pictures where they would like go over me, and one came like this. Dude, I was like, it's like a dog or something, like an animal. It's like no sudden movements. You don't want to like startle anybody, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Dude, that's great.
We should go.
Yeah, I've never
like
done anything
$100
like that before.
or $150. So
once you're down there, once you're in Mexico.
Well, no, even the crater.
Oh, the crater one. How far away is that? That's like 40 minutes east, or it's in Heber. Okay.
Yeah,
it's not too far away.
It's actually in Midway, so it's even closer.
Oh yeah, I've driven through Midway.
So if you know where the Zermatt is, that kind of Swiss themed resort, it's right across the street. It's so cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
I think I went to the crater. Do they normally do like an ice castle thing near there?
Near there, yes.
Yeah, because I've been to the ice castle thing like twice in the winter.
So that's in like the city park.
Yeah, it's just like 10-15 minutes from there.
Probably closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So I think I've walked through it once, just like saw the water, but I didn't actually like dive or get in the water or anything like that. So cool. Like from the top, they got like this grate on top of it with like chain links, and you can like walk over it and look down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they got like a little bridge built over it, and then it's covered. Oh. So yeah, on the outside.
Is Kimberly into that stuff too, or?
I went with Kimberly.
Oh, you did? Did you guys say like, oh, we should?
It was while we were dating, and I took my little sister, and Kimberly was like scared I was going to propose.
Oh, really?
I was there. Yeah. She's like, if you propose here, I'm gonna say no. No. And then I gave her some jewelry. I didn't think she was saying she wanted some specific earrings, and so like that Christmas before we got engaged, like at my parents' house, all my siblings there, I gave her this tiny little box wrapped up, and she honestly was like, she like told me later, she's like, I thought you were proposing, and I was like, are you really proposing to me at Christmas? I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't know. It was funny. I mean, that's not the right way to think about it. I don't remember what the thing was. It was more of just like an awkward situation.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, right? Because she's a relatively private person. Mm-hmm. And so now I proposed to her like down in Texas. Why did I say California? In Texas. Mm-hmm. We went to San Diego and
San Antonio.
San Antonio. Yeah. Wow.
River walk.
Yeah. Went to the river walks. Yeah. We went to the zoo. We went to the like Korean or Chinese tea gardens or whatever it is. It's right there, like literally across the street from the zoo. There's like this tea gardens, and it's like great. It's cool, and it's like crystal. It was really, really pretty. I was absolutely flabbergasted by it. Yeah.
Where did you propose then?
So right, the temple's like right next to the LDS temple, right over there, and so we just drove over there and and it's funny. Cool. I'm like proposing, and some lady's like jogging by that definitely didn't speak like super good English, and she starts like screaming from across the street, like, "Oh my gosh!"
So excited, yeah,
like clapping and like, "Oh!" And she like comes across the street and like and she's just like covered in sweat. This lady, she's been jogging or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, let me take a picture for you," or whatever. And I'm like, awesome. Okay, yeah. It was like it actually distracted Kimberly because like she was starting to like, and I didn't hear because I was like, all that. That adrenaline of like, I am about to propose, I'm about to get the yes or no, when obviously you expect it to be a yes. Like she bought a wedding dress before I even bought the ring. Like
it's funny how it works that way, huh? And then we all want to pretend like there's suspense in it. But
like you already know the answer, but like there's still stress to it.
Yeah. I remember when I was dating Natalie, and I was like, there were times where she'd be like, he's gonna propose. I'm like, no.
Instead, you guys got eloped. No.
And it's not that I like obviously didn't want to. There's just certain things that we wanted when we have a weird relationship, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
So not saying we don't fight. I'm just saying like
everyone does.
Yeah. Like it's just exactly. So early on, I was like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not 20. I'm not 10, 12, whatever. I'm not like just doing this. It's not elementary
trad
school
wife,
for me.
15 kids.
That legit. I was like, look, I'm super traditional. I want a traditional relationship. And so this is what it looks like. Like
this is my vision.
Yeah. I'm like, this is what I want. And I was just like,
that's great.
I'm not here. Yeah. I'm not here to pretend. I'm not here to change your mind.
Just here's what I
had dated some other women that I was like, everyone has these like little fantasies like, oh, like I could tweak this and tweak that. I was just like,
I don't want
Screw that. Yeah, I was like,
this is what I want. Be honest.
Yeah, I was like, hey, let me tell you. This is what I want. Let me tell you.
Yeah, better that than date for a year and a half and then
seriously,
be like, let's talk about this now. It's like, if you talk about it up front, you avoid a lot of that stress and that frustration.
I know.
You invested a lot of emotional effort, let alone time, money, but like the emotional effort. And clearly there's a misalignment. It's like, talk about it beforehand.
Yeah.
Talk about the crazy stuff. Talk about how you want to handle money. Talk about how you want work to be. Talk about how many kids you want. Like, talk about religious requirements or preferences or whatnot, right? Like, that's people get married and they're like, oh, wait, like, I don't want my kids to get baptized into the Catholic Church. And it's like, well, I'm Catholic. Why didn't we talk about this before we got married? You know, like, or whatever. No, nothing against Catholics. I was just bringing it up as an example.
Yeah, you Catholics out there. I'm just kidding. Awesome. Insert whatever religion.
You're fine.
Right. Insert whatever religion.
Yeah, whatever it is, but
you're touching on exactly what I was like, I began to understand. And I was just like, I'm not going to pretend.
It's going to save you a lot of money too, you know?
That's right.
You're not going to waste your money on someone else's wife.
Yeah, that's right. So
it's what my friends always said.
Yeah,
freaking
like, simps
beforehand. Yeah.
So just teasing. So yeah, I was just pretty straightforward. I was like, this is what I'm looking for.
That's cool.
I'm not going to change. And if this is not what you want, that's okay. Like, that's totally okay. It was basically cool. At a time she was like, DTR, you know? And so I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's define this.
Let me help define what I'm looking for. And then she like thought about it for a little bit. And she's like, yeah, that's what I want too. I was like, let's give it a shot.
And it's fine if it isn't.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
That's why we're defining this.
And there was a couple times early on that I was like, hey, you know, like, she had dated she had some serious boyfriends, but like, I don't know. Sometimes women just need to like get something out of their system or have the college experience or whatever they want to call it. And so it's like, I was like, hey, I'm going to open this up if you want to, like, if you need to get that out of your system. I'm not going to be like, no. I'll just be like, hey, like I just tried to be very level-headed and empathetic. I'm like, hey, look, if we're going towards something where that will not be possible for you for the rest of your life. Because like my parents divorced.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, dude. When I was 10.
Oh, dang.
So I was man of the house at 10. And I'm the oldest of in my family.
Dang.
So yeah, dude, it sucks.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for that as a kid. And so that's probably another thing that contributed to being so just like straight up about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is where I'm going. Like, this is my vision. This is what I want. And this is what it looks like. And as we're getting closer and closer, as we're getting steps in that direction, other doors are shutting. And I'm like, hey, just making sure.
Saying yes to something means saying no to something else.
For sure. So before you do that forever, let me just give you space to check in. And I think I did that 3-4 times. And the last time I was like, hey, like before I was like kind of just seeing if there was something there. I'm like, if you need this is your chance. If you do not, you will never have the opportunity to do insert. And so she's like, okay, like I'm good with that.
Sweet.
Okay, cool. And then we just kind of move forward from there.
Cool.
Are we running out of time?
Yeah, we got our next guest.
All right. Come on in.
What up? No, that's fine.
So awesome.
Actually, we might.
Yeah, happy birthday.
We might call it.
No worries.
Thanks, man.
Birthday.
I appreciate
This
it.
is great.
This was fun. Financial Ginger is brought to you by, well, me, the Financial Ginger. If you live in Utah and need auto or home insurance, I am your local independent advisor. I broker for nearly 25 insurance companies, which means I can shop the entire insurance market for you to make sure your rate and your coverage fit your situation and not some company quota. When you call, a real person answers the phone during business hours. No phone trees, no pressing 1, 3, or 7 just to talk to a human. Email jacobinsuresutah@gmail.com or call or text 801-216-8444 to get your quote today. Now back to the episode. Okay, is it your birthday today?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Gwen. Everyone say happy birthday to Gwen in the comments. So first question that I think every 8-year-old should know. What is money?
Things that you can have.
Oh, something you can have?
Yeah.
Something you can use to get things? I like that. I think that's what money is. Okay, here's another question. Where does money come from?
It comes from banks and also sometimes from the president, maybe.
I think the president gives us money. Yeah, definitely. Or not gives us money, but is where they come from. Yeah. They have the authority for it. That's funny. Okay, if I was to give you $20, what would you do with it?
Save it for something that I really wanted to buy.
Ooh, something you really wanted to buy. What's something that you bought recently?
Stuff for my birthday.
Stuff for your birthday? What did you get for your birthday?
I got a watch.
Oh,
some
cool.
roller skates, which I really wanted.
Dang. Ice skates or roller skates?
Roller skates. We already have ice skates.
Oh, that's cool.
And at home, my mom didn't bring any of the Lego sets that I got. So she took pictures of them and put them in a box so I could see them.
Oh, cool. So you got some Legos for your birthday?
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask about Legos. Okay, can I ask you about Legos?
Okay.
Okay, so this is a Lego set that I know your dad likes. It's the Millennium Falcon. Do you have any idea how much this costs?
Like $20.
$20. I think that's safe. I think that's a safe guess. $20. I'll eventually tell everyone what the answers are to these. I'll put them in the comments or something like that. But $20. Okay, which is what you would do. Maybe that's what you do with $20 if I give you $20 is buy a Millennium Lego Falcon.
Or maybe buy a different Lego set. Or maybe I could buy that for Dad.
True. You could buy the Millennium Falcon Lego set for your dad for $20. Love it. Okay. Have you ever bought something and then wish you didn't buy it?
Yes, multiple times.
Yeah, do you have an example?
Yeah, because one time we were at Walmart, I think. And there's this toy that I really wanted, and there was also another toy. And Mom said I could only pick one, so I picked one and actually ended up regretting it.
Do you wish you'd gotten the other one?
Yeah.
Or do you wish you'd gotten neither?
I kind of wish I got the other one, but I was still happy with the one that I got. I just kind of wish I got the other one.
That makes sense. Man, it's wild to see you at 8 years old. Is that wild to think that you're 8? That's such a big number. Okay, let's see. Here's a hard question. Would you rather have $10 now or $50 in 3 months?
50 in 3 months.
Yeah? Think you could wait that long?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the marshmallow test?
No.
Okay, so it's a story that if I was to give you a marshmallow and say you can eat it now, or if you wait 10 minutes, you'll get a second marshmallow. That some people couldn't wait. They couldn't wait 10 minutes. They'd eat the marshmallow.
I could wait.
Yeah. It's harder than you think. If you're just sitting in a room and all there is a marshmallow, you don't have anyone to talk to, might be hard. What would you do to keep yourself from eating the marshmallow?
Daydream.
Daydream. That's actually true. They said that there's a study that was done that said if you put girls alone in a room like by themselves and ask them to do nothing, they would think about things that happened in the past. They'd think about like stories they told or things that happened.
Sometimes when I'm bored, I sometimes think about movie clips.
Oh, movie clips. Any movie clips on your mind right now?
Yeah. The Super Mario Brother movie.
Oh.
Some clips from that. And yeah.
What was your favorite part of that movie?
My favorite part is when Peach made Bowser eat the tiny mushroom that made him turn tiny.
Oh, yeah. There we go. It's funny. The same study said that if you put boys alone in a room, they were more likely to think about like things than people or like they didn't think about their past. They think more like about like how does a tree grow? Or I don't know. I thought that was interesting, but who knows? Maybe I don't understand that study right. Boys are weird, aren't they? Especially uncles. They're the weirdest. Okay, let's see. We should keep moving. How do people get money?
They can earn it from their mom and dad, or they can get some from the bank.
From the bank? Does the bank just give out money to people?
No, you have to pay money to get money.
That makes sense. That actually is really true. What about a job? Does a job give you money?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever had a job before?
Yes.
Yeah. Ever had one that's paid you money?
Yeah.
What did you do?
So a little while, so like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, Mom and Dad said if we take old boxes and peel the tape off of them and like fold them and stuff, then every time we do that, we at the end of the day we had to do it for like an hour or two maybe. And we would maybe get like $10 or $20 depending on how long we were.
How long you did it. One time when I was young with your dad, actually, we got asked to make little wooden catapults. And so I would sit in the garage for hours cutting wood boards, and we'd cut them into little triangles, and then we'd cut like 2x4s into little sticks, and we would put together these catapult kits people could use to make like little marshmallow catapults. It was a lot of work because we'd make thousands of little marshmallow kits. I mean, I was like at 15 years old, 14 years old. So I wasn't 8. I was older than that. But yeah, I think I did the math, and because I kept a little time log, a sheet. It's like I started working at 3 o'clock and I stopped at 5 o'clock. I started at 4 and everyone signed in. So like Kirk would sign, your dad would sign, I would sign it. My other brothers would sign, other uncles of yours. And at the end, we would all get paid based on how many hours we worked and how much money we got paid for making all those catapult kits.
We actually did an activity of that, but only with popsicle sticks, like those big chunky ones, and the rubber bit and some rubber bands and a spoon. And we had a marshmallow war.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we kept eating marshmallows off the floor.
I mean, nothing wrong with eating marshmallows off the floor. They're still good. 3-second rule, 3-minute rule, right? Okay, I've got a few more questions. If you had a lot of money, who would you help with it? Or should you help people with it?
I would probably like help some people that needed some money, or like give away some of my money.
That's a hard thing to think about. Who would you give money to?
Maybe my sisters.
Oh, that's helpful. Your family?
Yeah. Or maybe some of my cousins.
Oh, that's a great
some of my friends.
That's cool. You can help a lot of people with money. Okay, let's see. If you had to choose between candy or toys, which one would you choose?
Candy doesn't really last that long because I'm very sensitive with candy, because like if there's this one sucker left in my sucker bag and it's like a flavor that I love, then I'm like, should I eat it now or should I not? So I would probably pick toy.
That makes sense. Yeah, I was really bad at that. Like Halloween would come around and I eat all my candy within a couple of days. And then Uncle Joshua would still have Halloween candy from the last Halloween when next Halloween would roll around. I don't know how he did that. It was the wildest thing ever.
That's what Katie does. Like, she eats one piece of candy a month.
It's crazy. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll eat a whole chocolate bar in 5 minutes. I look like I'll eat a whole chocolate bar in 5 minutes, to be honest. What's your favorite type of candy? Do you like suckers or chocolate or peanut butter?
My favorite is suckers.
Suckers? We'll make some nice. Do you ever had Tootsie Pop where like you eat the sucker and then there's like a little chocolate candy in the middle?
Oh yeah, I had those, but only it's like where like it's a sucker and in the middle it's like a tiny piece of gum.
Gum. Yep. Some of them have gum in the middle. I don't like the ones with gum in the middle.
I love the ones with gum in the middle.
Yeah, gum's the best. You ever had bubblegum ice cream?
No.
Yeah, in New Zealand, they make it's really popular for kids to have bubblegum ice cream, and there's like actual like bubblegum you can chew in the ice cream. It's really weird. Like you're eating ice cream and then suddenly you've got gum in your mouth and it's like, do I keep eating ice cream? Like, what do I do? What do you do? I don't know, this makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, but I also have had a bubblegum cookie.
Oh.
Grandma has those. It's like Oreo, but only instead of the frost inside, it's bubblegum.
Bubblegum. That's so weird. Okay, we're gonna do some rapid fire questions. I'm gonna show you pictures, and you tell me how much you think the thing costs. Okay, got a bunch of them. Okay, here's the first one. This is a Big Mac from McDonald's. How much do you think a hamburger costs?
I've never been to McDonald's, but maybe
Good
like
on your parents.
I know they hate McDonald's.
They take you to Chick-fil-A, don't they?
Yes.
Chick-fil-A
so probably like $5 or $10.
$5 to $10. I think that's really good. Yeah, do you want me to tell you the answer?
What?
The answer is $6.
Oh,
depending on where you're at.
Close.
Okay, here's another one. A new Google Pixel cell phone.
Like $100 or $20.
120? These are $1,000. $1,000. That's a lot of money. Is that surprising to you? Yeah. Does that seem like a lot of money for a phone? I know that's why adults don't give kids phones, is because they're expensive. Not just kidding. You can get cheap phones. Okay. How about this one? This one's going to be really hard. 4 years of college. How much do you think it costs to go to college for 4 years?
Like $100 or like 100.
100? So like 90,000?
Yeah.
That's actually really close. Yeah, the average 4-year degree is about $100,000. You're actually really close. 90,000 is really close. Yeah, 4 years of school, but it's cheaper at UVU. Average 4-year cost at Utah Valley University, local school here, is $60,000 for 4 years. So way cheaper. And some schools are expensive as like $200. I mean, you can get really expensive, you guys know. Okay, this one, the picture didn't print very well, but it's a trip to Disneyland for 4 days.
Ooh.
For 5 people, so all of your sisters and your parents.
Wow.
How much do you think that costs?
We're actually, next year, we're going to go on a Disney cruise.
Ooh. You guys gonna go on a Disney cruise?
Yes.
You know how much it costs to go to Disneyland for 4 days for 5 people? Any guesses?
Like $700.
Yeah, $7,000 is the average cost. So that's really close. $700. I know, $1,000, $10,000. Money is so intangible. It's hard to understand, right? Is it hard to understand? Money's so weird. Some people make a lot of money. Some people make a little money. Some people make no money. Some people are 8 years old just not caring about money. I wish I was 8 years old not caring about money sometimes. Money's overwhelming. Okay, what do you think a new house costs in Utah? The average cost of a new home in Utah. Not Maine. Maine, it's actually cheaper.
Like 100 or maybe like 100.
70,000 or 100,000?
Yeah.
The average cost of a new home in Utah is $530,000.
Wow. So both of those combined.
Yep, that's like 90 trips to Disneyland. You can go to Disneyland a lot of times. Or that's like 500 phones. That makes phones seem really expensive when you think about it. Okay, how about this? A pet horse. How much do you think a pet horse would cost?
Maybe like $100 or maybe $150.
150. The average horse is going to cost $2,000 to $3,000.
Wow, I was close.
That is, I know that's really close. You were really close with like 150. Okay, I got 2 more. What do you think a new car costs? A Corolla, 2026 Corolla.
Maybe like 5,100.
5,100, so 50,000. A new one is $26,000. It's actually really cheap for a new car. $26,000. Yep. Okay, last one. How much do birthday presents cost?
Like maybe
free. Because you didn't pay for them.
Free?
Your birthday presents cost you nothing because they're free. So happy birthday to you. Anything else you want me to ask you about money? Or any questions you have about money?
No.
Cool. It was fun. You have fun? Anything else you want to say to all the people watching on all the cameras?
No.
No? Say happy birthday to Gwen in the comments. Happy birthday, Gwen. Cool. I'm excited to talk about money with you.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that you save a lot of money when you make it.
Yeah.
Why do you save money?
Because sometimes I like saving money. Because sometimes if I see something like in the store or something that I want, I can buy it because I might have enough money.
Because you saved?
Mm-hmm.
That actually makes sense, right? Like I was talking with Gwen. Well, obviously, she's younger. She's 8. Yeah. But I was asking, would you rather have $10 now or would you rather have $50 in 3 months? Right? And that's like a big question to ask because if you save up your money, well, if you get $10 here and there, now you might have $100 or $200 and you can buy something big, something that you really want. What's something that you bought recently that you really wanted?
I can't, wait, what was it? Oh, yes. It was this like $30 Lego set. It was a Squirtle.
A Squirtle Lego set? Hey, that's on my hat.
Yeah.
I love Squirtle. That's cool. That's super fun. Yeah, Grandpa was telling me a story about how one time you were at the store with your sisters and your mom said you guys could each buy something and you're like, there's nothing I want. I don't want something.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Like, I only like getting stuff that I know I'll use or I'll play with or I'll snuggle with. If there's like a store that like, it has fun stuff, but I know I won't really like play with it or like for a long time, then I won't like really get anything. So
yeah, that makes sense. I was actually talking earlier about when I bought my motorcycle a long time ago. I don't know if you ever saw my motorcycle. Oh,
Yes,
no,
I
you did.
have.
We have family
Yeah.
photos with the motorcycle,
Yeah.
right? And I got rid of it. I didn't drive it that much. I think I put like 1,000 miles on it over 2 years, which obviously that doesn't mean a whole lot to you, but I didn't drive my motorcycle very much. I took it to work a couple times here and there. I bought it because originally I was going to drive up to Logan to see Kimberly when we were dating. I was like, I'll drive up to Logan and show my girlfriend how cool I look on my motorcycle. But I didn't use it that much. And so I'm glad I bought a really cheap motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I sold it to a cop for money and a knife and gun and ammo. When I sold my motorcycle, he gave me $500 cash and a knife and ammo, some 9mm ammunition.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But I only paid $1,500 for it. But some motorcycles are really expensive. Like some of my friends had motorcycles that were like $30,000, $40,000.
Wow.
You know, and so I'm like, obviously $1,500 is a lot of money, but you know, for an adult, that's not a lot of money apparently. So it was my cheap little hobby. Yeah. Have you ever had any, I'm trying to think what I should ask you about this. I'm trying to think how to, I don't know. I'm just going to say what I'm thinking and you can let me know what you think about it. But I think it's nice when you're getting into new hobbies like running. Like when I first got into running, because I'd never really been running, I bought really cheap running shoes and then they fell apart. And then I bought really nice ones. Because it's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to like running. I don't know if I'm going to like a motorcycle. Right? Like I imagine you've done that with things, you know, like rabbits. When you started with raising rabbits, how many rabbits did you first have?
So we first had like 5 rabbits. And so like my parents would help me take care of the rabbits. And then as I got doing it more and more and more, I like doing rabbits like a lot. So I liked taking care of them. I liked brushing them if there were like Angora rabbits. I just loved rabbits. So when some of the rabbits had babies, my mom said since I was the one taking care of them and brushing them, that when we sold the babies, that I get the money.
Ooh, that's cool.
So,
do you guys sell a bunch of rabbits?
Yes, down in Texas we did. We haven't really gotten to that point yet in Maine.
That's so cool. I didn't know that you guys sold them because I knew that like you and your dad butchered some of them for meat.
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't know you guys sold rabbits.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because like rabbits can have like a litter of like 10 or like 15 and stuff.
Wow.
So like that would be like a lot of butchering. So that's why we sell
some of them. Saves dad the effort and having to butcher them.
Yes.
That's cool. Okay. I want to ask a couple questions about you being an entrepreneur. Okay.
Do you know what the word means?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's a big word. Sorry. Entrepreneur. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur?
It means like selling stuff. I think.
Yeah, that's a great. Okay. There's no wrong answers. I promise. There's no gotchas here. I think it'd be interesting for people to hear how you think about money. Like, what do you think? What do you think about how to sell stuff? Like for me, I think it's figuring out how to make money. Right, figuring out what people will pay me for. Hey, if I can raise rabbits and someone wants to buy a rabbit, woohoo! It's a win. Yeah. Like you made money for doing something you love. That's cool.
Like in Maine, since we're not really selling rabbits, my grandpa, he came to visit us once and he was like, I'm going to build you an egg shack. And I would have never thought of that. So he built me an egg shack. Then we put it out and we have chickens. So once I got like a dozen, they lay a lot of eggs. So when I get a dozen, I would put some in the egg shack and then we would eat some of them. So like that's really good. And I sell them for like $4 per dozen. And I have like $300 from that. So.
Whoa, $300 from selling eggs.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Do your parents make you use some of that money to help pay for the new chickens or help pay for their feed and stuff? That's cool. You're learning things that no one else knows at your age.
So I have this egg jar that I put my money in that I earn. And when I get to $20, I give $20 to my mom for like the chicken food and stuff. So I give $20 to my mom, and then I keep the rest of the money that I make.
Gotcha. So once you have a certain amount of money in the jar, some of it goes to buying chicken feed, and you give that to your mom. That's so cool. Wow. You're not even have to learn about how terrible taxes are yet. You're just learning that it costs money to make money.
Yeah.
That's cool that you said that. Where does money come from?
The government.
The government? Hey, there's no wrong or right answers. It's cool hearing what each of you think about money. This is cool. I should start doing this like every year. Just like we're going to do a update on where you guys are with money. If you like that idea, leave a comment. Okay. Let's see. How many chickens do you have?
Oh, I have no idea. We have like 60 or like 50.
50?
Because like sometimes we lose some chickens.
Mm.
So like you can't really keep track because we incubated like so we have an incubator that can hold 30 eggs. So we did 2 of that, and so that's 60, and we already had some chickens. But like I said, some of the eggs won't have some of the eggs didn't fertilize. So that's some. And then some of the eggs were roosters. And we don't keep a lot of roosters. Or else they'll like pick on the chickens and stuff. So yeah.
Cool. That makes sense. Have you ever had a weird place that you found an egg?
Yes. So my chickens will lay underneath the lawnmower sometimes. Or we have like, we call them islands on our property. Because it's like a random spot of a bunch of trees and grass, really tall, in like the middle of nowhere. So we call them islands. And so some of the chickens will lay underneath roots of the trees and like in weird spots. So what we did last year, because I never could find the eggs, some people said it was like an Easter egg hunt every day, which it kind of was, but it was really tricky. So we couldn't find the eggs. So what we had to do is sometimes keep the chickens in the chicken coop so they would actually lay in the nest boxes.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because if you can't find the eggs, then I can't sell eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So.
If you can't find the eggs, you can't sell eggs. Have you ever heard of a nest egg?
Yeah.
Can you tell everyone what a nest egg is?
It's like a spot where a bunch of eggs are, where a chicken is sitting on them, and like it's called like they're called.
You're good.
I kind of know it. It's a broody mama sitting on a bunch of eggs with like a nest around them. Or
have you ever had to put fake eggs out?
Yeah. In Texas, we our chickens wouldn't lay. So what we had to do, or like we couldn't find them. So what we had to do is we had to put fake eggs in the nest boxes for them to go so they actually lay in there. But that wouldn't work in Maine, so we had to coop them up.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a common thing for chickens. They call them nest eggs, like either fake eggs or leaving a few real eggs, because then they're more likely to lay eggs. Because it's I don't know why, but they sometimes use that term in money for like nest egg, like having your basic money, like when you get old and retire, like grandma and grandpa are going to do eventually, is right, because that money will lay more eggs for you. Because you can invest it and that makes sense. So I think it's cool because that's exactly where it comes from. Nest eggs. It comes from chickens. So you're literally building nest eggs to get more eggs. And it's so cool. Okay. What sort of things do you have to do to be able to make money selling eggs besides just collecting the eggs?
So I have to, like I said, collect the eggs. I have to buy some egg cartons. And so what we did is like we got a bunch of egg cartons. And then we bought these stickers and cards. The cards say stuff like some things that you can do with the eggs. And like if they're wet, then you put them in the refrigerator. Or if they're dry, you can just keep them on the counter. And the stickers, we bought stickers and put them on the egg cartons so we didn't have to keep buying more egg cartons. It says, please return your egg cartons. So we put them on there. And they return their egg cartons. So...
That's so cool. Yeah, that's smart because it keeps your costs down. You don't have to spend $10-$20 on 100 more egg cartons.
Yeah.
You can keep your eggs. You can keep your eggs cheaper for everyone, then they'll buy more of them. How did you set your price for your eggs?
So since they're like $4
a dozen.
$4 a dozen. We did that because I wanted them to be like not too cheap, but not too expensive, because sometimes if they're too expensive, nobody will buy them. But like if they're too cheap, then like people will buy them a lot. But like it's just like kind of tricky. So that's why I did $4.
That makes sense.
And also I wanted to do it like maybe a little bit higher than the grocery store eggs.
Because you got premium eggs.
Yeah.
Your eggs are all natural and
yeah, like the eggs in the stores. So in winter our chickens don't lay. So we have to buy eggs from the store. And I'm like, seriously? And like once you eat mine eggs, they're like the yolk is like nice and orange and it's so pretty.
They're so dark.
Yeah. And then like when we kept using the store-bought eggs, like their shells were weak and like the yolk was like yellow, which most people think that the yolk should be yellow, but like you get a richer flavor when it's orange and it just tastes a little bit better.
Yeah. Do your ducks lay eggs in the winter?
Yes.
So you can get a few duck eggs in the winter.
Sometimes they do. Right now we have 1 duck, 1 goose because on our property we have a pond and we had 8 ducks and 3 geese. A snapping turtle, we think, was in the pond, but like they just kept disappearing for some reason.
Dang.
So we thought that maybe some of them was broody somewhere, and we couldn't find them. But like the boy ones also started to disappear until it got to 1 duck, 1 goose, and like we didn't find any feathers anywhere.
So it wasn't like a predator ate them.
So it wasn't like a fox because they'll leave the heads and like feathers, or like an eagle. Chickens will freak out and there'll be a bunch of feathers. So like it makes sense that a snapping turtle would do it because they drag them underwater and drown them. So there's not a lot of feathers.
Holy crap, I did not know that.
I know.
I'm learning all sorts of things today.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question and then I've got some pictures for you because I'm going way too long on this because this is so interesting. Do you think you might start another business beyond eggs eventually? And if so, what would you do?
Yes. So what I'm going to sell some more stuff on my egg shack besides just eggs. Like, we're going to get a whole farm. So, we're going to get, like, cows, goats, sheep, pigs, like, everything. So...
Sell some bacon?
Yeah, sell some bacon, sell some milk, or, like, sell some wool from the sheep. Because in Maine, people like spinning a lot to make yarn. So
make scarves or hats or whatever. That's cool. That's really cool. Funny thing, I actually use wool. Where we get milk from here in Utah, I've gotten wool from them and I put it in my garden. You can use it as fertilizer. It helps the dirt absorb moisture and it gets nutrients because there's really good vitamins in the sheep fur that you don't realize that you actually have to wash out when you card it to make twine and make wool and stuff because you don't want those vitamins. You get rid of it when you're washing it so you can make clothing. So yeah, you can. Little fun fact when you can use your wool for your garden. That's cool. Okay, rapid fire. I'm going to show you some pictures and ask you how much you think these things cost. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I heard Gwen doing it and I'm like.
Okay, first one. How much do you think a brand new Toyota Corolla costs?
Oh, I heard this one. It's like, $15,000.
$15,000. Do you want the answers or do you want me to keep going?
Sure.
Okay. New Corolla is about $26,000.
Oh.
That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard money. Sometimes doesn't make sense. Okay, how about a horse?
Like $2,000.
$2,000. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
Okay, what about a new house in Utah?
I did not hear this one. Like $20,000.
$20,000. Do you think it's cheaper than a car? Because a car was $26,000.
I think it might be expensive. So like a little bit more expensive. So like $30,000.
$30,000. A new house in Utah is $530,000 on average. Some are more, some are less. Okay. How about a trip to Disneyland for all 5 of you and your family for 4 days?
I have no idea.
That's okay. It's good. You don't need to know. I'll tell you that one. That one, it's actually, do I know? I've got it written here somewhere. $7,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's expensive. Disneyland's expensive. That's why I don't go very often. Okay. It's just going to get worse. What about a brand new Google Pixel phone?
Like $10,000.
They're $1,000. $1,000.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. What about a 4-year college degree? These are expensive.
I have no idea.
That's totally fine. $100,000 is the
Wow.
average. Yeah. I got my degree for under $60,000 because UVU, go in-state tuition. Okay. How about a Star Wars Millennium Falcon Lego set?
I should know this. Like, Dad buys a lot of Lego sets. Like, if it's like a really good one, like 100.
Yep. This is a big Millennium Falcon. It's so a very large set.
100, 200.
$850.
Wow.
Yep. $850. That's really expensive. Most Lego sets are like $100.
Yeah.
So, or yeah.
Yeah.
Little ones are 20 or 30, but
My
this is one of the biggest Legos ever.
My cousin, she bought a $100 Lego set because I save money. She also saves money. She had like $300 too.
Then you can do fun stuff.
So she saw it and she's like, I really want this. And I'm like, you can buy it. You have enough money. And so she bought it and we built it together and it was super fun.
It's so cool. It's so cool to save for something really big you want. Like it feels like, oh, I won. I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Like when I saved up, when Kimberly's car died after when we got married, she had an old car and it died while she was driving to school because she still had to, for a whole semester, drive all the way up to Logan while we were living in Saratoga Springs for school. And her car died while she was driving up there one time. And we got it running again, but I'm just like, I had saved a lot of money. And so we just bought her a car. Yeah, it was fun. Okay. One last one. How much do you think a Big Mac from McDonald's costs? A hamburger.
$25.
Ooh, it's not bad. It's about $6.50.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Money doesn't make sense.
Some burgers
Some things are
like
thousands of dollars.
$25.
Yes, some fancy burgers. I've been to places that have fancy burgers like that. Well, cool. Any questions you want to ask me or anything else you want to share? No, that's totally fine. Well, cool. Thank you so much for coming on. This is awesome. You're great. Okay. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
You have any idea what we're going to talk about?
Probably money.
Probably money. Why? Is it because this is financial ginger?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer to go by Katie?
Yeah.
Cool. I figured I'd ask because, a lot of people prefer to go by their full names. Some use by
I have a
middle
person
names.
in my ward who calls me Catherine, and I keep telling him he can just call me Katie, but
Yeah. Well, I
just
go by
feels
Jacob.
weird.
I had a friend that was Jake, and I was Jacob growing up, so I've always been Jacob.
Mhm.
I get it. Or a bunch of our uncles go by their middle names.
Yeah, my grandpa goes by his middle name.
Oh, really?
Other grandpa.
Yeah. No, not Dana.
Mm-mm.
It's Clark?
Kent.
Kent.
Yeah.
There we go. Not that we need to know that. What is your mother's maiden? No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. What's the last four of your social? Do you even know your social security number? Do you have a social security number? Life is good if you don't have to know your social security number. Am I right?
I don't know it, but I think I have one. Yeah.
Okay, so there are not correct answers to these questions. This is just to get your thoughts on things, right? So it's not like a gotcha. The right answer is 6 or whatever. It's just, what do you think about it? So first question is, what is money?
It's like stuff that you use to give it to a person in order to gain something back.
It's a way to purchase goods and services.
Yeah.
Like that. Who makes money? Or where does money come from?
Like the government.
The government does?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird to think about? What about before the government? How do people use money before that in the old days?
I think they traded stuff. They made
Traded.
special stuff, and then they traded it for tools and stuff.
That makes sense. If I have cows and I have milk, maybe you can help me build a fence and I'll give you milk for a couple weeks or months or however long it is or whatever. That's cool. Exchanging goods and services. So money is just a way to simplify that, make it a little bit easier. Okay. What would you do if you had $1 million?
So I would put some aside to save for stuff maybe for a car or for college or something.
Oh, okay.
And then I would spend it on stuff maybe stuff I needed or some stuff that I wanted, but not spend it all at once.
Yeah. Why not spend it all at once?
It just seems like the more sensible thing to do.
It seems sensible.
Yeah.
Man, it's almost did your dad coach you before coming over here on what to say?
No.
That's funny. Okay. What's the biggest number that you can think of? I should have asked Gwen that.
$1 million. That's what
$1 million? What about 2 million? You're kidding. There's always a bigger number, right? That's the way numbers work. Okay. Have you ever done anything that's like paid you? Have you ever had a job or anything like that that's paid you money?
Dad had me de-staple and de-tape boxes up in the garage during the freezing cold winter. And
Dang.
he paid me and Emilynn $15 each for that.
Nice.
And then
What'd you do with that money?
I saved it for a dog that I now have that dog because I have amazing parents who took an opportunity. And so I just gave them all the money I had and then they just paid for the rest. So
is that Muffin?
yeah, that's Muffin. And I've babysat my cousin and got $20 for that. And then I think I've like sold some stuff at like a co-op craft fair that we did.
Oh, cool.
So I was able to sell some of that stuff.
What did you make that you sold?
I don't
like
really
friendship
remember.
bracelets or
I think I made, so it's called it's kind of like finger knitting, but like it's with these pot holder loops. And you just do it all over your fingers. You can make bracelets or keychains or like headbands, and I made like a belt / scarf. And so I think I did that, but I
That's
don't
cool.
really remember. But
that's cool.
yeah.
Do you really need money though at your age?
I mean, sometimes.
That makes sense.
Because, like, and sometimes, like, there's stuff that I want to get, but, like, my parents don't want me to get. And so I have that money to get that thing for me.
It's like freedom. Lets you make choices. Yeah, but parents, I suppose, can still veto things, right?
Yeah.
And say, nope, you're not getting 37 horses.
I don't even want horses.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's
You do want
Emilynn.
animals, though, right?
It's
Or just a dog.
I just want a dog.
Just a dog.
Like, the rabbits are fine because they're up in their hutch, but, like, the chickens and, like, the guineas and all that, like, the only farm...
You leave that to Emilynn.
Yeah. The only farm animal I really like are ducks. Like, I really like waterfowl.
Yeah.
Duckies. And, yeah.
I like their eggs. They taste good.
Mm-hmm.
Super good. Okay. If I was to give you $20 right now, what would you do with it?
Save it.
Save it?
Yeah.
Save it for what?
I don't know. I just like
later?
just like for later and stuff.
If you were to describe which of your sisters is the biggest spender, which one of you do you think is willing to spend money the most?
I don't know. Gwen saves it for like toys and stuff. And sometimes Emilynn, when we were saving for a dog, she bought a $30 Lego set. I'm like, Emilynn, you don't really need that. But she's like, I want it. And so she has a hard time spending money because she's like, I just want to keep the money. And so sometimes I call her a money hoarder. And so yeah, I think
I wish I was a money hoarder.
So I used to be the biggest spender, but I think now it's like Gwen because she'll just like spend her money on like little things.
Makes
and
sense.
stuff.
She's also the youngest.
And Emilynn's comment earlier, I do save. I just like don't like I spend something, like I spend my money on something like that I really want and think is cute. I don't like to save up. Like if there's something I want and like I have the money to pay for it, then I'll like buy it.
Yeah.
But, like if it's something that like it doesn't really matter that like I could just get later, then like I won't. But like, so I do save money. I just don't have $300.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a few pictures that I want to show you. And I want to ask what you think these things would cost. That sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Were you listening? Do you already know the answers?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, I was kind of listening. But
okay. Let's go through. I'm going to randomize them, put them in different orders. Okay. Yeah. Because I think this is just an interesting exercise because money is so ethereal, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. People do whatever they want. Money, right? It's just whatever someone's willing to pay for something. If someone's willing to pay you $10 to sweep the floor, someone else is willing to pay you $1,000. It's arbitrary. It's not always arbitrary, but it feels arbitrary. Okay. What do you think a new horse would cost?
A new horse.
Or any horse. I don't know, an old
Any
horse.
horse. So
what's going to cost to get a horse?
If it's like a really good horse, like show horse, I think it will cost a little bit more than like a older horse.
That's true.
So, let's see. I go around like $300 to $500.
$300, $500. The average price for a horse is $2,000 to $3,000. Isn't that crazy? Horses are expensive. And then if you think about it,
I guess with all the equipment and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just the horse. Yeah, I actually was looking into it, and it's like, hey, feeding the horse is going to cost somewhere between $200 and $500 a month. So you're going to spend $2,000 to $3,000 a year just feeding your horse after that. And then what about doctor's visits or like getting a farrier to cut their hoofs and all that?
Aren't you glad we have horse people to deal with that?
Yeah.
No, you're not here.
Yeah, I know you're not here, Dad. Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Horses can be really expensive. Okay. What about a 4-day trip to Disneyland for a family of 5?
Expensive.
It is expensive. It's way more than a horse, I'll tell you that.
I think it's like $5,000.
Yeah.
So like $1,000 a person.
Yeah, about $5,000 to $6,000 is pretty typical. I think the number I said is about 7,000, but it depends on if you stay at the resort or not. So it can get really expensive. Okay, here's a little bit simpler. What about a McDonald's hamburger?
I think that's like
This is a Big Mac.
I think that's like $6.50.
Were you listening?
No.
You totally were. Yep, $6.50.
Oh.
Okay. Next time.
No,
I'm gonna
I
have to do it
literally
differently.
wasn't.
Okay. This isn't your normal Lego set. This is one of the biggest Lego sets they've ever made. This is the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. How much do you think this Lego set costs?
Well, based on my dad's recent Lego purchases, I'd say like 600, 700.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, I think it's about 800, 8 to 900, 850.
Jeez.
I know they're expensive, but most Lego sets are like $100.
Yeah.
Like 50 to 100 depending on what there is.
Yeah,
Okay.
and my mom calls me crazy for wanting the beautiful black pearl Lego set. Just like
The Black Pearl from
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, how much was that one? I bet the one's like $200, $300.
I think it was like 300. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's
Yeah.
expensive. You have to sell a lot of eggs to pay for that.
Yeah.
Do you make money selling eggs?
No, Emilynn gets the egg money. I think I'm gonna like.
What do you do?
So I don't really do anything yet. I think I'm gonna start like selling like some soap and some like
cool.
crocheted items because I really like crocheting, and so I think I might like sell it on Facebook. I think I might show some little chickens.
You might be able to sell them in the shack, that Emilynn's shack.
Yeah, that's
there.
what
That
I'm
could be
saying.
Cool. Have like a little shelf.
Yeah, I'm thinking of showing.
Katie's
selling-
Crafts.
Yeah, little chickens for her egg shack.
Oh, that'd be super cute. Who
Yeah.
doesn't want to buy a chicken when they're buying something?
Exactly, and Emilynn's like, "No, it's my egg shack." I'm like, "Dude, I'm helping you get more customers."
This is marketing.
yes.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. What about a 4-year college degree? Going to college for 4 years, how much do you think that'll cost? Right? You have to pay for classes, you have to pay for books, you have to pay to live somewhere else.
Yeah.
And this is a really wide range. So it's a very
I'm
big.
thinking like 3,000 to 5,000.
Each year?
Not each year. I'm thinking like in total.
Total for 4 years?
Yeah.
The average 4-year college degree costs $100,000 to $200,000. Isn't that expensive? That's a lot of money. Yeah. My degree, UVU, because it's a local school. If you go to small community colleges, well, I should say small, UVU's the biggest school in the state. It's about $60,000. So it can be really cheap to really expensive. I know some people that go to medical school for like 15 years to become like brain surgeons. One of my friends that I knew, she had $550,000 of student loans when she graduated.
Oh my gosh.
But she was a doctor. She was making like $600,000 a year after that. She paid all of her student loans off in 2 years and she retired 10 years later.
That's why I want to be a marine biologist.
Yeah, but 18 years of school.
Yeah.
But hey, I think that's awesome. Okay, I've got
That's all about. I'm
three more.
homeschooled.
Okay. What do you think it costs to get a new phone, a Google Pixel?
Google Pixel phone.
I think that's what your parents have.
I'm thinking it's in the hundreds because I've seen advertisements. I'm thinking like 350, 400.
Yeah. Some older phones sometimes are, but the newest ones are about $1,000. Isn't that crazy? It's expensive. Okay, 2 last ones. What do you think a brand new Toyota Corolla car would cost?
16,000?
Yeah, close. It's about 26,000.
Okay.
But that's actually not bad, right? Like some used cars are about 16,000.
Yeah.
It just railed because it's just so much. Like when I bought my first car 10 years ago, I think I paid $6,000 for an old Prius.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything's so much more expensive now. This changes so much. Like a house. What do you think a new house would cost? So for example, when your grandparents bought their first house, well, I should go back. My grandparents, great grandpa Johnson, when they bought their first house, I think their first house was about $15,000. And that was in like the 40s, okay, like 1940.
Mm-hmm.
When my parents, your grandparents bought their first, well, not their first house, but their house here in Utah, I looked it up on the MLS and saw what it was sold for. They paid about $135,000. But that was 30 years ago when I was a kid. How much do you think a brand new house costs now here in Utah?
Here in Utah? I keep forgetting Maine's the cheap.
Yeah, Maine's cheaper. It's hard to know.
Is it more than the brand new car?
This is more than anything else that we've talked about so far. This is the most expensive item. People go into debt for 30 years to buy a house.
Gosh. Like 30,000?
30,000? So a car was 26,000.
Oh, yeah.
The college tuition was 100,000.
500,000?
Yep, about 530.
My God.
Isn't that expensive? That's a lot of money. You have to sell a lot of eggs to buy a house. Or a lot of handmade crochet crafts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually one of the reasons why a lot of people go to college is they think it'll help them make more money. But I'm going to do a whole podcast episode about that. I think that might be interesting for you and your sisters to listen to. Yeah. Okay. Well, you have anything you'd like to talk about or any questions you have for me about money? Anything on your mind?
Cool. I like listening to your podcast because I watch Tuttle Twins and their like whole like government and like the money and like the system and stuff. So I know a little bit about
inflation with cutting the coins.
Yeah. And like Bitcoin and
yeah.
There's like only a certain amount of stuff like that. And so like I kind of knew what like answers were to this because like I've watched that. I've listened to some of your other episodes and Dad, because he's my dad. Like
he's teaching you about money.
Yeah.
Teaching you how it works. Well, cool. This is awesome. I appreciate you coming on. You're awesome. Dude, this has been crazy. Asking 8-year-olds what they think about money is freaking hilarious, man.
I'm curious what their answers were.
Dude, I'm like asking like, what is money? And like, you know, one of them's like, I don't know. You know, one of them's like, oh, well, right? Like when I gather chicken eggs from my house and I put them in this bin in our front and we sell them to people and they pay $4 for a dozen eggs. I'm like, that's cheap eggs, you know? Like, and he's like, and then I get to keep some of it. And she's like talking to me about how she's like, when I make a certain amount of money, I get to keep some of it, but I have to give some of it back to mom and dad so they can buy more feed for the chickens. I'm like, dude, she's 10 years old and knows more about money than I learned when I was 20. But yeah, so it's, and I'm like asking him like how much they think these things are worth. So I'm like, how much is a horse? I don't know, like $100. You know, it's like, how much is a new house? I don't know, like $5,000.
Yeah, just absolutely. No
how much is a big Lego set? I don't know, like $30. You know, how much is a Big Mac? $4? I don't know. It's like, dude, it was hilarious. The one that they were all the most like strugglesome with was like a phone. They were all absolutely shocked. I'm like, yeah, brand new phone's like $1,000. iPhone's like $1,500.
Oh yeah,
you know, and they're like, no way. But a car was only $26,000. The phone that's 26 phones for one car. I'd rather have a car. Yeah, it was great. It was funny.
It
was really funny. And then one of them was like, some fancy hamburgers are like $25. Isn't that ridiculous? I bought a Lego set. I'm like, I bought a Squirtle Lego set and it was $30. I'd rather have a Squirtle Lego set than a hamburger.
Yeah.
Dude, kids' perspectives on money.
Perspective is one thing for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine with what you do, right? Like building tons of homes, dealing with millions and millions of dollars. Money is almost like not even real. It's like, what is money?
Yeah. And I mean, just
you blink and you're like, I spent $20,000 on interest today.
Exactly.
On just loans.
Exactly. And then even just on the real estate side, like I've been helping my uncle and aunt look for a place, and they're looking to do new construction. And
are you gonna end up building it?
I helped them, bid it out and everything, and numbers come back. It doesn't.
They're like, this is gonna be $1.3 million.
You're like, and I get that. Like, this is nice, but like it all just adds up. Incrementally. This is 20% more expensive, 40%, and then at the end, it's just.
It's like maybe I don't want imported Japanese tile.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll settle for normal colors instead of custom making my own colors. So one of my friends, Molly, she and her husband, when they moved, they lived down the street from me growing up. I babysat their kids. They moved to Provo near the temple over there. And they bought like an older house, and she was like, I want to gut and like redo it all myself. So like she did flooring and tile work, just like herself, like that she wanted to do, like most of her kids out of her house. Afterwards, she's like, I never want to do a home renovation project again. But there's a company that makes custom like stairwells, like railings for your stairs.
Yeah.
And she spent so much time with them, like developing like what she wanted. They actually now have like, you can buy the railing that she designed called the Molly over at this. I don't know the name of the company because like she got so into like designing it. They're like, this is actually really good. And apparently it's one of the most popular stair railings. I'm like, who would have thought? Like, yeah, things you get into. Dude, homes are so crazy. Just how expensive real estate is nowadays. Anyways, thanks for coming on, Brandon. Sorry,
thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Short notice and making you wait for 20 minutes in the lobby.
Oh, all good.
Dude, this has been wild. I didn't even know what I was going to expect. I was just like, I want to do something silly. It's my birthday. I'm going to talk about buying a motorcycle and interview my nieces about money.
Yeah. No, I was happy I was able to make it. Obviously, you've invited me before. And the first time you invited me, I ended up canceling because I was in prep for court. And then here it is the second time you invite me, and I had court this morning.
Yeah.
So, just got out of that, this morning and feeling good, happy to be here. And
you want to talk about that? I'm just kidding. You're like, no, it's court.
There's not much to talk about.
Are you suing someone or someone suing you?
I'm suing someone. Small claims court off of new construction, off of mine and Alina's house.
Oh, someone that like didn't do the work right.
Yep. HVAC guy, just contractor who just said I'm sick, I can't work. 4 months later of like constant, just like trying to get him to show up and do the work.
Well, then you have to wait for other people to do things because you can't do certain things until the HVAC system.
We did a lot of the work ourselves, so it was a bit of a slow process, anyways, compared to my building company doing it, where I'm hiring and paying people to do all the work. Just months of no showing, and had to let him go. Had to get somebody new, and that cost more money. And now you get the long, lengthy legal process.
Yeah,
we're a year in.
Oh my gosh, so I can't imagine. One of my friends that I went to high school with. Well, so you would have gone to high school with him too, but he was younger than us, so you probably didn't know that well. His car got broken into in a parking lot, and some like teenager stole like $20,000, something like that, of like Magic the Gathering cards, because he like bought and sold them. He was like he was really new, but he like actively, like, it was a business for him. Like he made money like buying and selling cards and stuff like that. That was like his whole thing. Like he loved it. And they figured out who it was because he was a minor. It ended up being like somehow it was the parents' liability, and the guy owned like some plumbing company or something like that. I don't know what exactly it was, some sort of contract, or maybe they repaired RVs. I don't remember what it was. Not super important, but the way the law worked on that, it ended up being like he was able to sue the parents for it, and he got a judgment from a small claims court for like $8,000 or something like that. It wasn't the full value of what it was. And I don't know why. I know there's like rules on it. It's like a whole thing, but yeah, I don't know whatever happened there, but
I still, we were told that we'll have a judgment within 2 weeks. So like we're done. We were told there's no,
and then you have to actually collect on it. That's the other problem.
Collect. I don't know. I've never dealt with it.
Collecting's a nightmare.
I'm not excited.
I had a lawyer on just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you? What do you have for me? What do I do?
Blaine Edwards. But he's actually in the middle of suing someone for wrongful termination from the military right now. That's a pretty hairy thing. We didn't talk about that on the podcast, but we talked about more like, trusts and LLCs for home protection and asset protection and estate planning and stuff like that, which I thought was interesting. But I could give you his contact number. You'll have to call him and be like, hey, because that's the thing is like, people think, oh, well, the court says the person needs to give me money. It's like, okay, well, how do you actually get the money now, right? Because if they don't work, or if they own a business, it's like, okay, you'll have to get the government to do it through their taxes, which that's hard to do.
I don't know.
Because most small business owners try to get as close to zero as possible because they can. There's a lot more you can write off. If they don't have a normal W-2 job, it's like normally you could garnish their wages. Okay, well, if they're self-employed, how are you going to garnish wages, right?
So he's self-employed. So we'll see how it goes.
It's way harder. Or some people, it's like, oh, well, they weren't doing it personally for you. They were representing a business. They just let that business go and they start a new business and it's a different legal entity, right? So it's like, you can sue him, but well, that business is worth nothing, right? Because he didn't do the work. The business did the work and he was just a contractor for the business that he owns. And it gets messy really quick. So you'll have to let me know if you're actually able to get money out of him.
My dad mentioned that he was suggesting looking at the lien recovery fund for the state.
Oh, that might be a thing.
That might be a way to go because part of my issue is that there's a lien on my home from the
for the work
for the AC units.
Oh,
so I have this small lien on the home from them, and that's not all I was going to court over, but that's a portion of it. So
I like wonder if like I can at least get a chunk of it.
There might be something.
But obviously I still have to wait for the judgment. I don't
And
know.
then you have to pay a lawyer.
Exactly.
It's like at the end of the day, it's like, oh yeah, it's only. I mean,
and
it depends how much
I
money
use
it
like
is,
a
but-
family friend to like get me through the initial process, and like I've phoned a lot of friends and stuff to help me out. But we represented ourselves, and it went well. It was stressful.
I bet.
Never done it before.
Well,
I don't want to do it again.
No one wants to sue anyone, but like sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Because they put a lien on your house.
Yeah.
And they didn't do work that they were supposed to do. Yeah.
I'm like, I just wanted to move in, and it was hilarious. He told the judge, he's like, I looked into it, and there's no reason, like for C of O, you don't have to have your AC units installed. There's no reason they couldn't have just moved in.
For a certificate of occupancy?
Yeah.
Of course you have to have an AC
and
unit.
he was like, and there's no reason that they can't, they couldn't have waited a month or so for me to get there to install it.
It's like it was a 4-month ordeal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But anyways, in relation to my house, I actually brought some information.
Oh, cool.
You said tax stuff for the house and whatnot.
Dude, I'd love to hear anything. This is exciting. Let's talk about it.
So obviously, we have a renter at our house.
Yeah.
ADU and
Tenants.
Does that
ADU.
Does
This is how you make money work.
Yeah. Does that change anything for our insurance with the home? Like, do we
Not
need
usually.
No.
So the only times it usually makes a difference is if you're doing like a short-term rental. So like if you're having someone in that's like, like Airbnb, Vrbo, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Or if you have someone that the term's under 3 months, insurance companies will put like a home sharing. It's become more common to call it a home sharing endorsement. And it's just, extends liability in a different way. It's like considered a higher risk activity. So some company, I've actually seen claims be denied because it's like, oh, this is the wrong type of thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or kind of like, it's a whole different, like living in a property versus renting it out is a different type of insurance. Like one's an HO3, one's a DP3. That's super basic, but it's a different type of policy. And people don't realize that. So they'll move out of state. They keep that policy. The house has a house fire. And then the insurance company denies it because it's like, oh, you've had a tenant living in here for 2 years. This is a owner occupied policy. You should have had a landlord policy. People don't know because they don't ask their agents. Like you don't remember that. But yeah, usually just having a tenant doesn't change it unless you're doing something like Airbnb or Vrbo or short-term rentals. Or if you're doing something special like the Olympics coming up, if you decide to rent your entire house out to someone, because super profitable.
Because you can.
Yeah, why not? Like I know people that do that. They're like, hey, like there are companies that just buy real estate when Olympics gets announced in new places. Like we're going to find houses, hold on to them for the next 4 years because obviously they're going to build more infrastructure to handle the Olympics. Rent them out for the Olympics season and then sell them because it'll obviously have gone in value.
You know that there's thousands of people that
get
brought in.
So when that happens, because some people come way early, right? Like some athletes, like they come to train in that climate beforehand or whatever it is.
True.
So it might even be years before the Olympics. There's an uptick in activity. People are coming early to see where things are, or event organizers are coming, or coaches are coming to find training facilities or whatever, right? So yeah, there's companies that do that. And some insurance carriers in Utah are okay with that, but you have to do a specific endorsement saying, hey, I'm renting out my entire primary owner-occupied residence for a period of time. Because renting out your whole home is not a normal activity.
Yeah.
So things to think about. Like when the Olympics are coming around, think of your insurance agent.
That's true.
Talk to them. So
it's good to hear about the Airbnb type insurance because we've had the thought of like, would it be better to do short-term rental on our ADU instead of doing the long-term rental?
Well, and short terms as well, you have to be careful. Your carrier that you're with doesn't have a problem with this, but some companies, if they consider if it's a short-term rental and you're furnishing it, right? It's like, oh, well, you've got $30,000, $40,000 of furnishings. That's a business expense, right? Because it's this business you're running, Airbnb, short-term rentals. And so sometimes policies limit business property to like $3,000.
Okay.
Right. Most insurance policies do stuff like that because they don't want to have to deal with a business, right? This is for your personal life. And so some insurance carriers, you have to actually endorse extra property if you're renting it out on a short-term basis and furnishing it. But thankfully, with a lot of insurance carriers, if it's not short-term rental and you furnish it, they do provide full coverage for it. It's like, okay, this isn't a business. This is just an ADU.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, it gets really messy, but yeah, you're totally fine with how your situation is.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Not fun.
What about landscaping? Because we're just coming up, spring's coming. I was moving rocks this afternoon before coming here.
A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to spend 20, 30, 40, 70, whatever grand on landscaping, fancy trees, bushes, and all that. Okay. What if there's a house fire?
One of our neighbors, their bid was, they'd said was like 120 grand.
Oh my gosh.
But they don't have a pool or anything.
Oh my
gosh.
That was,
I mean,
wow. They must be doing a lot of grading.
We're doing most of it all ourselves. found a landscape guy that's awesome. He's just coming. He's doing my earthwork for me, and then I'm doing.
You're doing the rest.
I'm doing everything else.
That's the grading. A lot of people that want to do it themselves don't realize how important the grading is because you grade it wrong. And so I've had people that they've called me and they're like, "Hey, my basement flooded. This property's never flooded. It's a 60-year-old home. Why?" And they redid their landscaping. The person didn't properly grade it. And then suddenly when it rains, all that water is running into your home instead of away from your home.
Mm-hmm.
So grading is super, super
Back
important.
when I worked for a bigger builder, we had some homes that had issues where post moving in, homeowners hired a landscape company, changed it up, and then
it floods and it's like, this isn't our liability. We built the house. We graded it properly. You changed the grade. Like that's a massive thing that people get sued over.
I've been on a machine a time or two. I felt like I could rent it. I could do it myself. And, the wife and I talked about it. I'm like, I'd rather just pay some, I looked at it. I bid it both ways. I'm like, it's not too much money to just pay somebody to do it right. That,
for how much it would cost to rent one. And what if you need more days than you rented it for? And
yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, I can just rent an excavator for a week and do it. And then you're like, this is way harder than I thought. And then it takes you 3 weeks and you're like, that's an expensive rental.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to hit my fence. I don't,
hit your house.
Hit my house. Exactly. But yeah, I was curious if adding landscaping in is going to change my insurance at all. Just due to the value.
Yeah.
Even though I'm doing it myself and saving a lot of money.
Everyone hates to hear this. Landscaping is not covered by insurance.
Oh, okay.
Because it's home insurance. They don't insure the land. They insure. Now, sometimes people are going to be like, but no, my policy specifically says trees are covered. Okay. They'll limit trees and bushes to like $1,500 per occurrence for only one tree or one bush. Some policies will say like 2. So it's like, okay, cool. If something happens, a house fire and it extends and your landscape burns up, you lose your 6 mature fruit trees and whatever and all that. And it's like, yeah, there's like $2,000 of coverage for that. So most of the time landscaping is not covered by homeowners insurance. Some fancy policies, like, if you have a $10 million plus property, like I've seen some policies add covered, but I've never written an insurance policy that does that.
You'd be paying for it.
Yeah, you'd be paying through the nose for it probably. Because then it's also like, well, what is a loss? Is it just, we spent all this money on trees and then the first year they were planted, they died because there was an early wind snap or frost or whatever, right? And they were small trees and so they died instead of growing properly or whatever. It's like, okay, well, is that a covered loss? Like, because insurance, home insurance factors. Yeah, they're going to cover fire, electrical arcing, wind and hail. So it's like, okay, well, what's the cause of loss? Like, is that actually, so yeah, most people are kind of surprised to hear that. But no, another thing is retaining walls aren't covered. A lot of people are like, oh, well, if I put a retaining wall to slow down, it's like, well, what about if that breaks? It's like, yeah, retaining walls are designed to break. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to break to delay and slow the earth movement of a slope or whatever. It's like, it's supposed to break. That's what it's like. A shed isn't designed to break. A retaining wall is designed to break, I'm like, so those generally aren't covered too.
Makes sense.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Because coverage A on your property covers your the house itself. And then you got coverage B, which is other structures. That's going to cover like your fence. It's going to cover like your shed. It's going to cover a detached garage, but yeah, it doesn't cover landscaping.
Gotcha.
Weird, right?
Well, at least I know I don't have to do any
special insurance stuff. Yeah. But if like the tree falls on your house, that's covered, obviously.
Yeah.
But
okay.
The tree isn't covered. That's another thing that really surprises people. So like I've had people have claims and they're like, they call me and they're shocked. They're like, hey, so insurance paid for all the water. Like this has actually happened to 2 people that I know. A pipe in the bathroom breaks and then it floods into the basement or it breaks a wall. And then insurance comes in, it's thousands of dollars to repair. And they're like, but I was surprised because the insurance said they wouldn't pay to fix the pipe that was broken. Like, isn't that what insurance do? It's like, no, it covers the damage, but not the cause of the damage. So if your fridge leaks and causes water damage, they're not going to pay to fix your fridge. They're going to pay to fix the flooring and the drywall and the baseboards and the ceiling in the basement that it doubled and repainting and all that stuff. But then you're going to have to actually pay to have a plumber come in and replace the broken pipe or fix your fridge or whatever. It's like, why? It's like, I don't know if your microwave light's on fire, malfunctions and it's going to pay to replace the cabinetry, but you're going to have to buy a new microwave. Like, it's weird. They don't cover the cause. They cover the secondary effects of the peril. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, a lot of people get confused by that, and I don't blame them. Most people don't deal with insurance 40 plus hours a week like insurance agents do.
I think most people want to deal with insurance.
No one wants to. I don't even want to. So buy insurance from. No, just kidding. That's fun. Cool. Well, you have anything else for me? Questions, thoughts, concerns? I have a bunch of stuff I could ask you.
No, go for it. What do you got?
Okay. How much does a McDonald's Big Mac cost? That's what I was doing with my nieces.
Too much.
Too much.
Compared to what I recall it being in high school.
No, I did not. I've talked about something like I was talking about scuba diving earlier with someone else that came in here with Josh Erickson. I don't know if you met Josh.
Oh, I know the name.
Yeah, that was funny. But I just think it's just been so funny. Like, here's my interview questions for my niece. It's her birthday actually today. So my birthday's tomorrow. My niece's birthday's today. The last time we celebrated our birthdays together was 7 years ago when she turned 1. I went to Texas to see my brother because my brother's birthday is on the 23rd. Then my niece is on the 24th. And then mine's on the 25th. And now I have another nephew whose birthday is on the 22nd. It was his first birthday this year. It's like 4 birthdays in a row. And I drew the end of that stick. I blame my parents. They could have just done it a week earlier.
Everyone's just sick of people's birthdays by the time it gets to yours.
Dude, that's the way it is in March. Let's be honest. March is crazy. Everyone and their dog was born. I saw a study that said March is the most common month to be born in.
My wife was born in March.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, it says anything. The first 4 kids in my family were all born in March. And then, well, one of them was the end of February. Don't get mad at me, but it's basically March. End of February is just early March. And then the last 2 were born in December. So March stress relief babies.
Happens.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. It's so I've been talking about the time I bought a motorcycle. I talked to you about the motorcycle when I bought it. Yeah. You're one of the people that was telling me, you should buy a motorcycle. Yeah, you can borrow my motorcycle.
I had a motorcycle at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have one anymore?
Not anymore. I had
Too dangerous?
I had every intention of buying another one, but when it came down to wanting to build that house, so first it came, I switched vehicles. I switched from the old Jeep to the new Jeep. When I did that was pretty much when I sold the motorcycle.
That makes sense.
I just didn't have any space.
The Gladiator.
Yeah, I got the Gladiator now, and then
with all the pumped up kicks.
Yeah, and then at the old townhome, we just had nowhere to park it. I had my trailer in the garage. Yeah. Trying to fit a trailer in the motorcycle just wasn't working.
And now you've got ample room.
Now I have ample room. I've got the garage of my dreams. I love my garage. So.
That's nice. That's funny. What was I going to say about that? Oh, so so this is something I've been preaching a lot lately, is that if you're getting a new hobby or something that you enjoy, like, start with the cheap version, and then when it breaks, get the expensive one, right? And I think the Jeep's a good example of that, right? You like rock crawling.
I do.
Or is that what they call? Is that the official term, rock crawling?
That's what I call it too,
because I've heard a lot of people get it right, and you start off with the Jeep that you had, and then you did it a lot, and you bought a specialized camping trailer.
Yeah, for it, my overlanding trailer.
Yeah, the overland, dude, that thing's cool.
We love it.
And then you're like, okay, next vehicle, I'm gonna buy another vehicle I can go rock crawling with, right? Because you take the Gladiator out rock crawling. You got like all the special, like, I don't know, those metal guards, protectors.
I do. I've got, the rock sliders on the side.
Yeah, the tow hitch.
I've got gusseted my axles. I've upgraded the steering.
The lift kit.
It's
the electrical supply to the back.
It's all in there. I've got a small car's worth of parts.
Of
upgrades in it,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, a $26,000 Toyota Corolla is probably cheaper than the upgrades.
That's about what upgrades cost on, that kind of bill.
Yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious to me. But I think the example I'm trying to draw from that, and sorry, I'm kind of all over the place because I'm thinking about so many things. Right, like when I first got into motorcycling, I bought a $1,500 motorcycle. That was like that thing was cheap because it was a old Ninja 500, and I'm like, oh, if I actually drive this motorcycle and enjoy it, okay, then I don't care if I go spend $20,000 on a more expensive vehicle because, like, I actually get into it.
Yeah.
But so many people will get into something, and they buy super fancy, expensive archery equipment. They go shooting twice and they're like, oh, I don't really like archery. It's like, well, you spent $15,000 on fancy boat. We're like, I have an uncle, my uncle Monty and his son. People call me Big Red sometimes because I'm tall and red hair. My cousin Connor's actually Big Red. He's like 4 inches taller than me, like 250 pounds of solid muscle, and his skin actually looks red, like it's just the Viking blood in him, right? He's Big Red. They both got into archery and love it. Like, they will go on like week-long expeditions through like these archery courses where you like hike through areas and like with all your gear, and then there's a target and you're supposed to like shoot it from a certain distance, and then you hike to the next area. It's like a multi-day event. They got so into it, they hand make their own bows. Like, the last time I went over to my uncle's house, he's really into firearms, so he's got his firearms, stuff like that. And then he's just got racks of like bows that are drying, like once he's strung them into the thing. Is he
like going out into the forest and cutting down these trees?
I don't know if he's doing that. I think he's buying the wood.
I'm curious.
Right, like,
I'm curious where's
you can go. There's levels of it, but right, some people get in and they're like, oh, I actually like, I want to make a bow, like things that other people would do. But I just think it's smart in most ways to start with the cheaper thing, and then if you like it, actually eventually get it, right? Like I bought a pair of snow boots, snow shoes for like snowshoeing. I used them twice. Okay, they were like $50.
I have that
Who cares?
problem of just picking things up and dropping them. You know?
Yeah.
I hyperfixate.
Yeah.
I need to look into everything. I want to buy everything. In my older years, it's more like, okay, let's start small. Archery, a few years ago, I bought a bow, but I bought it off of some dude at like a yard sale.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, like I'll start with this, shot it a couple times. I still have it.
But you haven't
Maybe
used
I'll
it
pick
since.
that up again. I don't know. But yeah.
And it's fun to have like stuff like that. But like some things I do with people, so I don't get the gear myself. Like I like canyoneering. And I don't know how to tie all the fancy ropes, but my cousin does. And so whenever I go with him. I don't have a wetsuit. I don't want to go spend $300-400 on a wetsuit.
Sometimes it's just the entry fee to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's great to go with somebody who has it all, and you're just like, oh, let me bum it off you. And
exactly. Yeah.
have
Or
a great
borrow
time.
it from them or whatever, go with them, go rock climbing. I'm like, that's cool. And if I really, really was interested in it, I would have eventually bought stuff. But I'm like, I don't go enough. I only go with those people. So why do it? It's kind of like board games. That's my expensive hobby is I buy board games, but it's really not that expensive of a hobby. I mean, I think the most expensive 2 games I've got that I've spent a lot of money on, like upgrades, Wingspan and Terraforming Mars. Because Terraforming Mars, like the base parts, like I bought parts that like upgrade the mat that you play on. So like there's little fixtures so your dice don't move around instead of just being like a piece of paper, and then you bump the table and they all wiggle around. And you're like, crap. And I've got like upgraded 3D tiles. So instead of just little pieces of cardboard with symbols on them, they're like 3D printed things.
Yeah.
And I bought like this fancy big box that they did where you can fit everything in it with all the expansions and, special 3D tiles instead of just little like white triangles for the ships in it, right? Like that's fun. So I probably spent like $500 on that game, which obviously people, board game should be $50 but compared to some hobbies, that's a cheap hobby compared to, I know some people that they go traveling 4 or 5 times a year and I'm like, dude, they spent $6,000 on that trip, $10,000 on that trip, $5,000 on that trip. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like
it kind of back to what you brought up at the beginning with your nieces, where it's just like, that many phones for a car kind of a thing. It's that same thing, like,
it's like, a horse was only $2,000
here, 500 there.
A trip to Disneyland was $6,000. I'd rather get a horse than go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because saying yes to something is saying no to something else. And sometimes saying yes to so many little things like that is saying yes to having clutter in your house, right? Like, dude, I've learned so much more. And sorry, this is kind of me getting into my minimalism. I've been really diving into that lately. I'm like, if you get rid of 80% of your stuff, you're going to spend 80% less time cleaning. You're going to spend 80% less time.
If you just have to think if you're buying it, you got to maintain it.
Yeah.
Do I want to maintain this item?
I don't want to maintain a motorcycle. I enjoyed riding it, but I do not want to deal with things.
And there's certain things too where I kind of look at it now where I'm like, I would love, I'd love to have a boat. I'd love to go boating once a year, right? Wouldn't it be better just to go rent a boat?
Yes, my dad actually did the analysis on that. He's like, here's the cost of this, here's the cost of registration, here's the cost of insurance, here's this. He's like, instead of buying a pontoon, it's cheaper to. My dad actually did this analysis because, so this probably is way too personal. He was like, what if we bought a bigger house? So like when all the kids come into town, right? 6 kids in my family and all their spouses and all the grandkids, there's enough room in this one house for everyone to live in it. And Dad's like, wait, if we upgrade our house, we're going to have a mortgage for this much. That's going to cost us this much over 20, 30 years, however long we do a mortgage. They'd probably do a 15-year mortgage. It's like, April, my mom, it would be cheaper for us to just rent an Airbnb 3 or 4 times a year for the next 30 years. And that'd be cheaper than buying a bigger house. So I was like, sweet. So now it's easy for my dad to say, everyone's going to town. I'm going to rent an Airbnb for a big thing. I'm going to, let's rent a place with a pool in St. George and I'll go down there. Oh, let's rent a cabin and go out and do that. Oh, let's rent a boat, because he's done the analysis and he's like, this is cheaper than buying it. And it somehow like gives you permission to spend the money the way you want, right? It's
like,
like,
makes you feel better about it.
Yeah. I want to spend my money on spending time with my family. I can do that this way or this way. Oh, I don't want to do it that way. This way's better. It gives you like permission to do that thing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, cool. This is fun.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
This is cool. Thanks for coming on.
I mean, Red Pine Homes, we just dropped our pricing.
Yes.
Yep. Red Pine Homes just dropped pricing. So we're at
Springville, right?
Updated pricing. Yeah. Springville, Utah, in the Westfield Central development. It's the Springville Art City.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm excited to hear about this.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the neighborhood as part of the HO, you've got a cornhole set up. The playground
Oh,
is
cool.
just immense. They call it like a mega playground. It's huge. Everybody. It's right across from a school too.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Of course.
So it like makes the school playground look like tiny.
And everybody wants to go over to that one. So that's a draw for it. But we are coming close to completion on our duplex, our most recent duplex. It should be finished here within the next month. And we've realized some pricing that we saved, and so we're just passing that on to help get rid of it. So
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. Just a little bit on Brandon. He's a custom home builder. Is that the right way to describe it? Or tract home builder? I don't know. What's the phraseology?
I mean, I would say a custom home builder, but that's just from my experience of doing it. But with my
you're not one of the big box cookie cutter people.
With my new building company, we'll do anything.
Yeah. Someone's like, I want granite countertops. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I want to import Japanese terracotta tile.
We'll do
fine.
It.
Sure.
You just got to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool. Well, cool. Yeah. Wait, what was the website?
Oh, we don't have a website, but you can check us out just at Red Pine Homes on
Red
Facebook.
Pine Homes.
Facebook, Instagram.
Cool. Yeah. I got to do a plug. We have to have you come in for like a full episode, talk about the process and what it looks like.
Yeah, we can do that.
And do a full shout out.
Land development. I mean, I talked with
the
person.
Yes, you talked to Tanner.
I did.
He was on the podcast just because he's doing the tiny home things, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
And Utah's law, the HB, whatever it was that passed like yesterday.
Yeah.
They're changing to where it's easier to get ADUs in your backyard.
And that'll be awesome.
Dude, imagine buying like 10 acres, making a summer camp, put like 10 little tiny homes on there. Because I always see in these Facebook people are like, hey, I'm looking for a place to do a retreat. I'm a energy healer. Or hey, I'm looking for a couples retreat location. Or hey, I'm doing a leadership event for this or that or the other. Or I don't know, my basketball team's doing a camp out together.
You need somewhere to stay.
Boy Scouts. It's like, dude, that would be that's one of my dreams. My dreams. I want to open a little like summer camp thing.
He had a great concept. It's, a great idea. Yeah. I hope he finds success in it.
Are you going to be part of that?
I would love to be. I mean,
once you're done with all your own, you've got so much going on.
We had a conversation and we talked about like our project that we have out in Hurricane, because that was one that we're like, okay, maybe we could look at getting this on it. It's just when you look at lot costs versus tiny
it has to be
homes,
outside enough of the lot to make the land cheap enough to make it worth it.
Yeah. Exactly, because if not, you
end up being like a mobile home park where the lot rent is more expensive than the price of rent. Dude, I've seen some of these mobile home places where they're paying like $1,000 a month rent in Salt Lake City, and it's like, dude, the mobile home's $100,000. It's like they're paying $600 a month for the mortgage on their house, and then they're paying $1,000 lot rent. It's like, this makes no sense, but
yeah,
I don't know, each their own thing.
So.
Well, sweet, awesome. Thanks for coming on, Brandon.
Yeah,
I think that's the end of my show. Let me sign off really quick. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you think. There'll be another episode above me, and thanks for joining me for my birthday episode. You guys rock.
Happy birthday, Jacob.